All right, so this is as fair as I could think to get it. These are the 4 sabers I want to test. We have here a stock LGT, which I'll put this emitter on here just for make it even, because I do have all these drilled out, just for the record. That's the Sabertrio. I didn't drill it out, obviously. All right, we got stock LGT. We have the Smuggler's Outpost 28mm Elite, and we have the Smuggler's Outpost 28mm Dark, and we have the Sabertrio Vektra with the V-Code 22mm bass speaker. All of them's proffie, all of them set to a max volume of 2000. They all have an identical config except for the 2 button over here, and that's the only difference. These two have all the sound mods I do to them. If you're interested, you can find those videos anywhere. I mean, on my page or whatever. But the nickel mod and the 28mm speakers and all that stuff, these two. This thing has had nothing done to it at all. All right, so I'm gonna set the camera up down at the end. And about a decibel meter here, which I've run through a few tests already, obviously, and it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's accurate from what I can tell, but like even the little difference it shows sounds much more in person, if that makes any sense. So if it shows just a few decibels difference, that doesn't mean it's close to the same. So just keep that in mind, because the range is, just see for yourself. What I'll do is I'll do the I'm gonna use Shootout because it has that nice even buzzy hum to it. I'm gonna do the decibel meter on all of them. Let you see for yourself, or how that sounds and looks. And then I'll set the camera up, and then I'll do some swings with each one, and I'll just cut real quick so you can differentiate between them with different fonts. So we'll catch up at the end. All right, later. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this as quick and painless as possible. You can always skip to the end. I got the winner on there, obviously. But let's see, I got it set up here. It's about 30 inches from my iPhone 11, blah, blah, blah. I'll put a link to the decibel meter I used on there, of course, from Amazon, of course, where everything comes from. But I wanted to show you first, obviously the LGT stock one's gonna lose. So let's just get that out of the way, and then I'll get off the table. But just to show you real quick, I've been talking about resonance and the emitters and the difference the sound makes. This one's pretty loud. But I'll say it again, this is the best one I found. And look at mine's drilled out compared to the stock one. Just drill as many holes in as you can stand, and bigger holes as you can stand. But let me show you the difference. And it even shows on the decibel meter here. So real quick. So with a little windowed emitter. I'm gonna keep the decibel meter at the top of the screen from my view aligned with this little line here, so it'll be even the whole way across. So that's a max of 77.3. Oh, there's 78.6. Oh, that's me talking. So from what I've seen, a max of 77.3 without me talking, which this is the first time I really use this thing, so bear with me here. 77.3 with that emitter on Shootout. All right, let's change it up. So you can see, even just swapping out the emitter makes that much difference. And it does make a difference to your ear too. I would say it almost doesn't even sound It sounds more to your ear than I would think it shows on the decibel meter, because if I saw that slight difference, I wouldn't think much of it, but in person it sounds a lot different. Because there's not a heck of a lot of range between all these, is what I found out. But let's get to the meat of it. So turn this one off. So that's a stock LGT. I'll put it on the swing clips at the end just for fun, just to compare. But obviously it's not going to be as loud as any of these. So once again, on the end here, we've got the Smuggler's Outpost 28mm Elite. You can see it here if you want. The other one's set up exactly the same. I got extensive videos on all this crap, of course, because that's what we do. So if you got any questions, obviously ask me if you want to, but there should be all the info you need in the videos too. Okay. Because ever since I got into sound and I got into the Sabers and trying to increase the sound on my LGTs, because obviously this was the Sabertrio here was the dream I wanted. First one I saw was in Lando's video originally, and I had no idea something like that existed, so it just blew me away. So I finally got a black Vektra to slake that thirst. It's the nicest one I own right now. Probably I got a Bendu to compare it to a CFX, but it's a second, so I wouldn't even really compare it. But anyway, I tried to get my LGTs to sound as good as I could in the interim before I got one of these things. And I thought I had gotten pretty close, but of course I wanted to get a real Sabertrio to compare it, and finally I did, and here we are. So without further ado, I'm going to move this over here, and we'll start with the 28mm Elite, and it's on Shootout. Volume 2000 on the config. Once again, all the same configs. All right, let's go on to the dark here. 28mm Smuggler's Outpost dark. Sabertrio on the end down here. And it's a proffie. Just same config except for a 2-button. Okay, I'll do some blasters and cut them out real quick.
It's a trap!
Okay, so to wrap it up, coming out on top according to the decibel meter, according to my ear, according to my wife's very disinterested ear, the Smuggler's Outpost 28mm Elite. Second place, the 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Dark. And third place, the 22mm Vico and the Sabertrio Vektra. And that's... The Elite to me has a better overall range and doesn't give up enough on the bass to really make it worth go ahead and getting the bass, because just this sounds so much better with so many more fonts than the bass speaker does. So I would recommend the Elite probably just a barely hair above the Dark. Anyway, the Vico's pretty crazy amazing for what the size is. And overall, do I think the Sabertrio is worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's a really solid saber. It's you can just tell it's really well built. I'll do a little review on it, of course, because that's just what we do. But it sounds good. It feels good. It's just feels like it'll last. It's really tight. I like it. So no regrets there. But you know, it's a $600 saber shipped to me, and shipped to me. These are probably a little over 300 or so to get that kind of sound out of them. With the, I mean, you got to buy the equipment or get somebody to do it for you. It's not hard, just the soldering. That's all there is to it. But just for that much money, you can get the sound that's pretty dang amazing. So I guess that's all I got. I'll catch you guys later, and may the force be with you, as always.